Hello and welcome back to Void Dreaming. We will be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after we found out that Anwill is a simulant. This was pointed out by the pirate who stopped the ship, and who was basically threatening it and saying like, hey, I need you to give me back my simulant. And everyone was like, who? We only have one simulant here and they belong to us. And it's like, no, there is a simulant on there called Anwill, and I need him back. And everyone's like, oh. Even Anwill is a little like, what? I'm a what? But yeah, it was there were little clues here and there that were pointing to the fact that he was a little strange. One of those was the fact that he healed what would have been mortal injuries rather quickly, and the fact that he survived on the ship basically okay. His ship, the one that, blew up, the one that was basically filled with like poison or something, or radiation or something, I forgot what it was. Basically, he should have been dead. But he was not. So that was very weird and suspicious. But anyways, I suppose that we're not going to have to be confronted with the issue of, do we give him up? Which, if it were me, then yes, like in a heartbeat, like finally we get rid of this guy. Or do we opt to save him or whatever? Because we're good people or whatever. We have morals or whatever. Ugh. But yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. We're knowing the captain, he's not gonna want to give him up because he's a good guy or. So yeah, we're probably gonna get in a fight with I don't remember her name. I know she's a doe, but yeah, we're gonna get in a fight with her, aren't we? Because of course. Anyway, so without further ado, let us continue Void Dreaming. Day 5, Mendacity. The mendacity of this bitch. Anwill? You glance back at the Martin. His eyes are wide. He looks as stunned as you. As you force yourself to turn back to Zubairi, you can see that even the captain's too surprised to hold to the assertion that he's not on board. He's staring straight at the Martin. Anwill's looking back at him too. He's not saying anything. No one's saying anything, not even Lita breaks the silence. So, what's it to be, Captain? Zubairi doesn't tear his eyes away from Anwill, even as he replies. There's only one simulant on the ship, and she's not going anywhere. I told you. And I told you. Her tone turns icy in a moment, all pretense of friendliness gone in less than a word. Captain, I know it's on board, and I'm sorry to say that I tire of these games. As Zubairi turns back to the pirate captain's holographic image, you see Lita look briefly to the side and nod. Now, I've given you plenty of time to calculate your escape vector. I have tried to be polite, reasonable, generous even. But my patience wears thin. You will turn Anwill over to me now, Captain, or this whole situation will turn very unpleasant indeed. You have 30 seconds. Her image flickers once and then shimmers away to nothingness as the transmission is cut off. The projector shut down as Zubairi growls under his breath. Anwill, something you'd like to share? The Martin shakes his head vigorously. I don't know what she's talking about. The captain rolls his eyes before he turns towards Bromka. Give me an explanation, Brom. I can't. I treated him myself. There aren't even any vat-grown biomarkers. He's no simulant. Zubairi. The captain turns to his second-in-command as she shakes her head. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. He thumps his console with a fist, ears pinned back as he shakes his head. Not right now anyway. Suggestions? Sir, that frigate's weapons systems just started powering up. You shake your head As you look at Zuberi, all eyes are on the captain. Run. The word is quiet but spoken with a firmness that surprises you. Clearly it surprises Zuberi too, as he turns to Anwill with a frown. Excuse me? Run. Dust off. We can't take them. And if they scan you and are still coming, they think that it's a fight that they can win. I beg pardon, but I rather think that we're more capable in a fight than your late A-tripper was. Captain. Anwill steps forward, drawing closer to Zuberi's command chair. You see Kalia reaching for her blaster out of the corner of your eye. They think that they can win. You deployed all your weapons, they've scanned your ship, and all it can do, and they still think that they can win. Zuberi grits his teeth as he meets the Martin's stare, holds it. Run. Yeah. Flestron's sublights just lit up, sir. Full burn. Their shields are raised. Zuberi turns his gaze forward again with an irate shake of his head. Brom, get us to Tolmini's jump vector. Full impulse. Full impulse, yes, sir. You'll feel yourself push back in your seat as Bromka launches the Dreamer forward so quickly that even the inertial dampeners can't keep up. Anwill stumbles, but he doesn't fall over. The ship rolls to the side and turns, flying off at a right angle to the frigate. You grit your teeth as the dampeners settle down again. Kalia, angle the ventrals and dorsal turrets. Aft, Ms. Any contacts on scanners? Nothing yet. Thank you, Captain. Shut up. You wince as Anwill whimpers and falls silent. We got missiles. 4 contacts. 19 by 098. ETA 1 minute. Time to jump vector? 3 minutes. Burn it all. You grip your console tightly, helpless to do anything but listen and watch as Zuberi flips a switch on the arm of his command chair. Sam, how are the lateral stabilizers? Ready for Brom to play. The captain grunts and nods. Strap in and hold onto your guts then. Brom, at your leisure. 11 by 157. Maneuvering thrusters powered and ready. You hastily buckle your seatbelt into your seat as you watch both Kalia and Bromka getting ready. Breeding launches from the frigate. 3 hostiles, gunship analogs. We'll be gone by the time that they get here. 6 by 180. Mech cannons powered up. Firing solutions are ready. Excellent. Brom, let him have it. You watch the bear grin, flexing his fingers on the flight sticks. Hold on tight. You grip the sides of your console just as Bromka squeezes the stick in both massive paws, and then wrenches them to the side. You feel the strain through the full length of the ship as it, while traveling at a reasonable fraction of light speed, cuts forward, thrusts, and spins itself laterally. You're almost thrown from your seat as the inertial dampeners struggle to keep up with the sharp maneuvers. You're jolted back in place as Bromka stops the spin. And now the Void Dreamer is pointed right back at the frigate, and the missiles pursuing it. Locked. Fire! You see Kalia's fingers dancing across her console. A new vibration runs through the deck of the bridge as the mag cannons that she mentioned open up. A hail of white-hot metal lances out from beneath the Dreamer. While you can't see the missiles on approach, you catch the explosions. Light blooms several kicks from the ship, tempered somewhat by the bridge's display dimming. Got him. Back to point, Brom. The bear doesn't answer, but hauls the sticks over again just as hard. Once more the Dreamer rotates around, and you're pushed back into your chair for a brief moment as the thrusters kick in again. Miz, where are those gunships? On impulse approach, 14 by 172. Frigate matching speed, 19 by 169. Matching the Dreamer? What in the stars is powering that frigate? Stars, even if the gunships are catching up. Turrets charged. Feed me some more firing solutions. Solutions processing. Your fingers grip the console tighter. You key in a quick command to bring up the sensor console information, and within moments, you've confirmed Miz's readings. But you frown. Those gunships are closing in fast, and that frigate, Miz was right. It's also definitely matching pace. Captain, you said that we could outrun most anything. Sure did. They're catching up. Sure are. He grits his teeth as he glances back at you and then over to Bronca. We're making that jump point? Not before they are on us. He growls wordlessly under his breath and nods to Kalia. Feeling hungry? Starving. You don't mind now? No. Go for it. Kalia's grin almost splinters her face. Brom, bring us around to 033 and point 2 off their plane. Stitch back up and around to attack position. Brace. Again, you squeeze the console as the Dreamer's acceleration stalls out. You're jerked forward under the decelerated efforts of the pilot and watch the stars wheel around outside as the ship turns. It's not the snap rotation of before, but this time a more ponderous turn as Bronca smoothly brings the gunship around roughly in front of you. On your console, scanners pick up the sudden flare of the gunship's drive. As they hurriedly try to decelerate, they break formation, splaying out from one another as Bronca directs the Dreamer right at them. Targets designated. Range in 5. Sam, augment forward shield's density. Already done. Eat up, girl. Boom. The report of half a dozen turrets opening up all at once is something that you can hear even from the bridge. The muted thrum and rumble of the weapons array surges in your ears. Outside, a storm of brilliant green bolts erupts and lances out into the darkness. The volleys repeat again and again. Blue bolts come back at you, streaking in towards the Dreamer. They impact the shields cleanly, causing that invisible skin around the ship to flash brightly. Your console pings as a scanner signature of one of the gunships vanishes. Tally 1. Shields? Holding strong. Modulating now. Bring us around, Miss? Second gunship is locked. She sure is. Kalia's grinning as once again they reported the turrets rumbling through the ship. You watch as the stars spin and settle as Bronca maneuvers the Dreamer into position behind the second gunship. Blue streaks rush past the bridge's field of view, even as you see the light of the gunship drives ahead of you. The green turret fire scars the black of space to track it. A moment later, the gunship's drive erupts in a new explosion, and the Dreamer pitches to the side and rolls away. The blue bolts continue to streak all around you. And then the whole ship jerks. It's sharp and violent, and it almost throws you clear from your chair. Miz just goes about flying. His grip on his console the only thing that keeps him from launching into the ceiling. You glance over, wide-eyed, at Zuberi as the captain frowns. Even Kalia seems surprised. Frigate in range, sir. I feel that, Miz. Thank you. The fuck did they just hit us with? Shields? Holding. You wince as you glance back at Anwill. The Martin somehow wasn't completely displaced by the impact, but he's still picking himself up the deck as the turrets roar to life again. He's having a bad day. Good. Give me a sec. Almost got this gunship. Make do. Brom, full evasive. Evasive. Yes, sir. You key at your console to bring up the frigate and train your scanners on it. Your eyes narrow as you study the image your console is providing you, only to feel your blood run cold. One of the front panels of the frigate has retracted, and from inside of it you can see the prolonged barrel of a massive kinetic weapon has just slid free. Doubtless it's what just hit you before. We got a real big gun lining up to fire over there. There's no time for anything else. A flash of light erupts from the prongs of the cannon, and then a blurry something appears for the briefest of moments on your display. And then there is another impact. Your words seem to have given enough warning to everyone, and this time no one is knocked around too much by the impact. You do catch the flicker of the shields outside. They do not like that. Thanks for the heads up. Miz, get me a lock on that thing. Firing solutions coming. It's a hypersling. Oh, that explains the force of the impact. Course it fucking was. I have a lock solving. Sam, damage? Shield holding. Got ventral emitter strain and overall shield integrity down about 20% thanks to that oversized slug fucker. Burning hypersling. Increase power to the ventral emitters. Miz, give me a good news. I've got it locked. Feed it to the beam array. Kalia? Already charging. Get me a shot, Brom. Coming around. You look up and you can't see the frigate in the distance, but you know that it's there. A look down at your console shows a cannon presenting itself again. She's acquiring us again. Target's locked. Course set. Firing! It's blinding. What started as a half a second of warp space ahead of the dreamer turns into a brilliant, sustained beam of violent light. Tight and focused, space ripples with the effector stream around it. It holds for a full second as you look instead to your scanner data. You watch as the beam slams into the shields of the frigate. They erupt with sparks and discharge arcs that lash the hull. And when the beam falls silent again, the cannon is still there. Fuck! Ms? Reading target shields down to 30% integrity. No hull damage. The turrets erupt again, firing madly as they come into range of the frigate. Bromka rolls the dreamer to the side as return fire from the pirate craft begins to impact the shields in turn. Keep it light, Brom. Ms, give me something. Hypersling charged and firing. You'll hunch down into your console as you watch the scanner data of the enemy vessel. You see the energy buildup, reaching firing point. Then it happens. And there's no impact. Not even a shudder as you see the view outside the ship pinwheel about. They missed. You sigh in relief as Zuberi nods. Can you line up another shot of that hypersling? Absolutely. Burn that. Sam's voice through the ship's internal comm crackles, and you hear something sparking behind them. Their turrets are on us. Shields are holding for now, but their damage output's higher than it should be. I don't want to do this all day. Give me one more shot and I'll blow all their fucking forward emitters out. And then you'll need another for the sling. Sam's right. Brom, break off. Breaking off. Captain, I have revised our hyperlaunch coordinates and I am feeding them to the helm now. You look over at Tolmany. It's strange seeing and hearing her as calm and serene as if she were asleep in the middle of a fight. How are they looking, Brom? I'll be there in a minute. Good. Adjust course and full impulse. Sam, route the beam's cannon's power to the aft emitters. Done and done. You lean back in your chair as the ship is turned towards whatever new jump point Tolmany had calculated. More bolts of brilliant blue light, much brighter than those of the gunships, continue to stream past. The ship continues to shift from side to side, slipping mostly between the bolts as Bromka lines up the jump point. Rel, Ms, get me a full scanner dump of that frigate. I want full system specs before we jump. You nod and begin to key in the commands. Zuberi's got a point. You're getting out of here now, but you'll want this data for review later. More and more data streams across your display as the ship shudders again. The shields are taking a beating. It's a good thing that they're as powerful as Zuberi promised. 10 seconds. Charging warp core and lining up for launch trajectory. Sam? Aft emitters are holding. Shield integrity steady. They're lining up another hypersling shot. They're out of time. You bring the hypersling back up in your scanner screen across with a relieved smile. Zuberi's right. It's charging, but it doesn't have a shot. Not yet. Opening warp envelope. Space shreds around you. The bridge is bathed in light. And then, silence. Escape. You're in warp space. The dreamer made it out. You're safe. You're safe. You sigh with relief, leaning back in your chair. It's over. The stomping of Kalia's mag boots on the deck, however, heralds something else starting. You look up as a vixen marches angrily towards Anwill, who's backing up with his paws raised to ward her off. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. Kalia? The fuck was that, Anwill? I don't... No. Answers, now. Kalia. She turns back to Zuberi, but not as far as she loses sight of Anwill cowering against the wall. He did this. This is on him. Yes, it is. Now stand down. She grits her teeth as she turns back to Anwill. The Martin's eyes are wide as he stares up at the towering vixen. Kalia lifts the fist, and Anwill squeaks and cringes away from her. The vixen's fist comes crashing down into the wall. Anwill jumps and yips in abject terror and is left cringing and trembling in her shadow as Kalia stomps angrily back to her seat. You're not sure if Kalia was holding back or if the walls of the ship are just that strong, but there's not even a dent from her strike. You sigh with relief as Kalia sits back down, and as soon as Zuberi's out of Kalia's line of sight, you watch as the captain similarly composes himself. Anwill. The panicked Martin is still cowering, panting quickly as he looks up at Zuberi. The wolf, by contrast, simply stares at him. Are you there? I think so. I don't... You shake your head and stand up. Zuberi won't get anything out of him like this. Every pair of eyes on the bridge turns to you as you make your way slowly to Anwill. You crouch down silently in front of him. His eyes are still wide, and it's clear to you that he's utterly overwhelmed by everything that's just happened. Given your history, you can relate. You offer him your paw. He takes it, digits shaking as you give his paw a gentle squeeze. You're okay. For now. The dam breaks, and whatever he was holding back spills out all at once. He whimpers, falling in against you, as tears begin to stain your uniform. Ew. Get off of me, dude. You wince as Anwill sobs against your chest and wrap your free arm around him. A glance over your shoulder shows Kalia rolling her eyes. Yeah, me too. Zuberi, though, is nodding to himself as he turns to Bromka. Brom, what is the heading that Tolmany gave you? We'll be in warp space for a couple of hours, I think. Should pop out 1/4 of a kilolight from the jump point. Good. Ms., anything in the surrounds? AG preliminary data shows a binary system. It was on our list. Ideal, tack soak, and we can probably hide between their orbits if we slip in with care. I'll sweep the system on approach for more data. It seemed the most viable destination under the circumstances. Thanks, both of you. Keep me appraised. Anwill pulls away from you as the crew turns to their assigned tasks, looking up at you with tearful eyes. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I know. Don't worry about that right now. I'm so sorry. We're alive. We got away. It's going to be okay, alright? He gives a shaky nod as you look the Martin over. He's definitely out of it and his eyes are bleary, but he's doing better than he was before. Kalia is clearly not a diplomat. But maybe you just became one. You catch Bronca's nod and smile to you as he turns back to his station again. You help Anwill back up to his feet and turn to Zuberi. I think he's okay. Good. I know that this is a lot, Anwill. Try to keep it together. He nods slowly, but he hasn't let go of your paw just yet. You give it a gentle squeeze and he returns it. I'm going to ask you some questions. I need simple answers. Do you understand? Again, the Martin nods. Zuberi sits up a little higher in his chair. What the fuck, please, is going on? You blink, and Anwill recoils, looking to you for reassurance a moment later. You give him a nod and he turns back to Zuberi. I don't know. The captain grimaces and nods. Well, I asked for simple. Doesn't get simpler than that. You're not a simulant? No, sir, I'm not. Again, Zuberi nods, but he turns back towards Bromka. You're sure to? I'm very sure, sir. How? How are you sure? Bromka frowns as he pushes his chair back from the console and turns to better-faced Zuberi. Because I'm the only one aboard qualified to be sure, sir? Brom? The bear sighs. There are specific protein markers that come about when you vat grow a person, and equally specific intracranial scoring that comes from flash imprinting the mental template. You cannot conceal these things. Wait. Vatters are real? Actually real? I thought those were just stories. You shake your head. You've learned the tech behind this sort of thing. It's pretty common actually. For colonial efforts, they don't have a lot of volunteers. Vitrovats cultivate genetic material and generate a viable, mature body for it. Then it's just a matter of imprinting the developed mental template on the brain. Interesting tech actually. Ms. looks absolutely horrified by this. I had no idea that the Galactic Authority was engaged in abject slavery. Implied slavery, yes. Wage slavery, absolutely. But this... They aren't slaves. They're sapient in their own right. The bear pauses and winces before he shakes his head. Though there is often the creation debt. It's usually a 2-year period where writers have to work off the cost of their creation, administered thoroughly by GA Workplace Ethics and Law, of course. Oh, sure. How positively wholesome. What could be less ethically dubious? And bringing this back to our current situation, please? Anwill whimpers again as he leans back in against your side. You can't blame him for being put out by this conversation, you realize. Sorry, sir. Anwill. Our med scans haven't shown any protein markers consistent with vat-grown flesh. You reported to me that Anwill did have some intracranial scarring that had you concerned. But Bronca's shaking his head before Zuberi even finishes. Scarring, yes. Not scoring, though. They are different things. Anwill's prefrontal cortex shows no sign of mental imprinting, like we see with the Vatters. Whatever Anwill, whatever you are, you're not a simulant, Anwill. I am pretty sure of it. Anwill relaxes against you, sighing with relief as he nods. He does tense up again as Kalia growls. But you're not totally sure. Anwill looks between the doctor and Kalia even as Bronca sighs. I'm leaving myself margin for error because I can't know everything. The technology is not something that I am deeply familiar with after all. That leader said that he was a simulant, and he does come from BSS. It's possible that there have been advancements in Vatter technology since I last studied it. Issues and limitations resolved. His eyes find Anwill again. But no, I don't think that you could be a simulant. Such a thing is absurd near to the point of impossibility. Thank you. Near to the point is not good enough. Not for me. You frown at Kalia, but your frown evaporates as Zuberi nods. And right now, it's not good enough for me either. Not even close. Why do they want you? Anwill swallows hard as he looks up at you. You give him a nod and he turns back to face Zuberi again. I think... I don't know. Think harder. I'm sorry. I don't know. I thought that they were after me for BSS, to get the data that Jeffrey sent me. All respect, but it did rather sound like they wanted you. Specifically you, not any mere data. The cheetah's right, but Anwill shakes his head regardless. Captain, you wanted simple answers. I can't give you what I don't have. I don't know what's going on. I'm just sorry that I dragged you and your crew into whatever it is. I wish that I could say or do something to prove it, but I'm sorry. There's nothing. You can tell from the tension in the captain's shoulders that the wolf is feeling just as sorry. He snorts quietly and closes his eyes for a moment. When they reopen, his expression is stoic. Kalia is going to escort you to your quarters now. The fuck you say? There you will remain, door maglocked, until you are called for again. You and Anwill both watch Kalia seethe from her seat behind the weapons console, backed by the multicolored bloom of warp space. She looks like a vengeful goddess. She may as well be one right now. Do you understand? You're not going to just shoot me? Do you understand? Anwill gulps and nods once. Yes, sir. I understand. Good. Kalia, see to it. Shoot him, and I shoot you. Am I clear? She rolls her eyes as she stands up. As if you could hit me if you tried. He glares at her until the vixen growls back at him. You're clear. Good. Go. She nods to Zuberi before turning her glare on Anwill. The Martin cringes back in against you, but you pull back from him and give his paw another reassuring squeeze. You'll be fine. For now. Easy for you to say. Pretty much. You smile despite yourself as his grip on your paw slowly weakens. Just do as she says, and you're going to be okay, got it? Yeah, I hope so. He hesitates, looking up at you. I keep owing you everything, don't I? Don't worry about it right now. Just go with Kaylee for the moment and I'll see you later, I'm sure. You don't know if it's good enough for him, but he nods along anyway. It's the best that he can hope for, and clearly you've made a good impression on him. You give his paw another squeeze, and he nods to you before distangling his fingers from your own. He edges towards the door as Kalia stomps back over again, clearly unimpressed. One of her paws comes down on his shoulder a moment later, and he squeaks before she turns him around and starts to escort him off the bridge. The bridge doors close behind her, and you turn with a confusion to Zaberi. He waves you over to your seat, and you start to make your way back over there. Nice work calming him down. You just shrug and shake your head. Someone had to. I know that I'd be a mess if it were me. Somehow, I doubt that you'd be as broken up. You suppose that you'll never know. You look around. Bromka's nodding his own approval while Miz is studiously focused on his console. Where do you want me? His eyebrows lift at the suggestion before he regains his composure. You haven't slept. Oh right, the adrenaline must not have worn off yet. No. I was gonna power through the first and crash after that. Don't worry about it, not right now. Okay? The door slides open again as Kalia stomps her way back onto the bridge. She looks over at Zuberi and points sharply at the wolf, only for him to hold up a paw. Not a burning word out of you. Kalia's eyes narrow, but she lowers her accusatory finger and clamps her jaw shut. She moves back over to her own console and drops into the chair as the door closes again, and Zuberi turns his chair to face her. I'm scrapping shifts for the day. Yeah, 'cause that'll fix everything. Zuberi sighs. Nothing, it seems, shuts Kalia up for long. We're not gonna be able to get anything sorted out until we've got a firm grasp of the situation. We're flying blind. Aw, are mommy and daddy gonna fight in front of the kids again? One might think a divorce would be in order. Kalia glares at Miz, but you catch a smirk on Bromka's face that he carefully tries to hide from the vixen. You're not sure he's succeeded. Kalia, I'm going to want you down in engineering. I need you and Sam to work up a full damage report and battle assessment. Understood? Understood. She doesn't move an inch, however. What about Anwill? I haven't decided yet. You want to space him? She frowns for a moment, but then, surprising no one more than you, she shakes her head. No. Zuberi seems just as taken aback. No? No. I want to keep him nice and safe, so if they come around again, we can use him as leverage. I doubt the split bounty offer is still on the table. I'll settle for getting out with our lives. The frigate wasn't a standard fleestrin. Just like Lida warned. Zuberi nods through a grimace. Which is why I need you and Sam working up the full damage and battle report as soon as possible. You've got until we drop out of warp space to get me the data. On it. She stands and makes for the door. It opens for her instantly, Oba clearly not giving anyone trouble after what just happened. Nice of her. Miz, I need you on the sensors. Scrub all the data and get me a full rundown of what the Flistrins got aboard. I want everything hard-pointed mapped, emitter node pinpointed, everything. Of course. I'll have the data collected before we drop back into real space. He sets to his task as Zuberi turns to Bromka. And I need you in the infirmary right now. What Miz is doing for that frigate, you're going to do for Anwill's med data. You think that he actually is a simulant? No, but I think that there is a lot that we don't understand and some answers might be in the data. If they are, I want them. And a full report. By the time that we revert from warp space. Yes, sir. As soon as I finish up here. The captain smiles and nods at Bromka. You lift your head and expectantly Zuberi finally turns to you. And you, Rail. You're going to get some sleep. You blink as Bromka rises and heads off the bridge. I'm going to do what now? Sleep. That adrenaline's going to wear off and you're going to crash hard. So you're going to get ahead of it. Brom and Kalia will be given the same order when they're done with what I've just asked of them, because they'd be sleeping now themselves. And on that note, Tomini, you need to unplug as well. Get into your environment and make sure that you're in best condition. Are you certain, Captain? This is an unprecedented situation. It is, and I need my crew rested and ready for it. That means that you and Rail getting some sleep right now. Ensuring the ship is at peak operational efficiency is now my main concern. That means all stations can be filled at a moment's notice, and that means that I need you both off duty as of right now. Of course. The otter's eyes open a moment later. She sits up, connections severing themselves from her interface chair before she stands and nods to Zuberi. You will know where to find me should you require me. I know. Thank you. She nods to him again and turns without another word to leave the bridge. Her mechanical feet clink against the deck as you turn to the captain, a scowl on your muzzle. Don't give me that look. You need sleep, and you're going now. I'll make it in order if you need one. You can only sigh. He's right, you're exhausted and it's only the craziness of what all just happened that's keeping you going. You're no good to anyone, not like this. Not necessary, sir. I'll go. Good, thank you. I'll have Oba let you know if I need anything from you. Sure. Good luck up here. Yeah, sleep well. With that, his attention returns to his console. He taps at it idly while looking out into warp space colors beyond the bridge. There is no more point in staying. As you rise again, you can feel the wisdom of Zuberi's instructions in your body. A few minutes of relative calm have left you feeling all of your accumulated fatigue. He's right, you need this. You manage to stay steady on your feet as you make your way off the bridge. How, you're not quite sure. It's hitting you now, all at once, that you're utterly done. You've been going for a full day now, and it's not as though the day's been particularly calm. You didn't get a decent night's sleep before either. What with those dreams coming back? Maybe you'll be lucky enough just to pass out this time. The game night probably helped. It was a lot, but a pretty good time with pretty good people. It's doubtless a large part of why you feel so dead now. You pause at your door and brush your fingers across its surface. What a start to your day. A space battle, Anwill's whole situation, and now you're expected to just sleep. You key the door open and step into your quarters with a sigh. Exhausted as you are, this feels wrong. The rest of the crew are working, all of them, even the ones who should be sleeping now. So why aren't you? Why doesn't Zuberi want you helping out? Something on your mind, Stray. You look up as the door closes with a frown. You'd expect to hear something from the simulant during the fight you'd just been pressed into. Always. Where were you during all of that? Doing my job, of course. Operating the ship's electronic warfare countermeasures. It's the sort of thing that takes up much more of my attention than talking to the organics scurrying through my insides. That makes sense. You reason with a fresh sigh. Thanks for that. You didn't even know that I was doing it. Exactly. Thanklessly working in the background isn't right, Oba, so I'm thanking you. Oh, Stray. You'd make my heart quicken if I had one. I'll settle for raising your core temperature. Keep this sort of thing up, and it sure will. But are you all right? You nod, smiling up at the ceiling as you start to strip yourself down. I'm all right, I think. I'm just really tired. Unsurprising that you're tired, of course. But you're also just been in your first fight aboard the ship, so I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't check in. Your smile widens further. You pause for a few moments mid-strip to just sit in gratitude for the simulant's presence. I'm glad, but it's okay. I don't even know if I could articulate anything that I'm feeling or thinking right now if I wanted to. I doubt that. You're especially articulate for an organic. You're a credit to biology everywhere, you know. and I don't even feel the least bit patronized.
That's love you're feeling. It's impossible not to fall in love with me, after all.
You chuckle, but the simulant mind adopts a more wary tone when her voice returns.
You're worried about Anwill, aren't you?
I'm worried about what he means for all of us. Yeah, he's heaped a lot of trouble on this ship. The crew's in danger because of him.
And you?
Yeah, and me. But this isn't about me. We're all in danger now. The captain, the crew, Anwill, all of us. This Alita's clearly dangerous. Zuberi, Sam, Kalia, they were sure that we could deal with the frigate and they were wrong.
And now we have to deal with her. With the whole situation.
We will, I'm sure. I trust the captain to make the right calls, and I've seen what his crew can do when the pressure's on. And now I know you're part of it too.
Obstinately the most important.
You won't catch me arguing. You frown and shake your head. What he's brought on is worse than I think that any of us thought. We thought that there might be pirates and that the Dreamer could handle anything that they threw at us. Now we know that we can't necessarily deal with them. Is it wrong to be worried? She laughs quietly at that.
No, Stray. I don't think that's wrong at all. I think it's wise.
That's the most reassuring thing that she could have possibly have said. I'm glad to hear it.
You're very welcome. Now, you'd best do as the captain insists and get some sleep. You need it.
You know it. You nod as you resume stripping off your clothes. You're in the refresher moments later. The hum of the sonic emitters is almost enough to lull you off before long. You're forced to speed up the cleansing cycle just so that you can make it to the sleep pad. By the time that you do and your naked body collapses atop it, it's the most comfortable thing that you've ever felt in your life. Even before it warps to adjust to your weight and how you're laying, you groan in satisfaction. Your eyes close as the mechanical system whirls away beneath you to settle into an optimal level of support to facilitate sleep. It doesn't come close to finishing before you're drifted off. When your eyes open again, hours have passed. You sigh contently, blinking in the dark of your quarters as you roll onto your back and rub at your face with a forearm. Oba?
Yes?
What, time is it?
Morning.
You roll your eyes and close them again. What relative time is it?
That's better, isn't it? It is currently halfway through the second shift. We emerged from warp space several hours ago and have taken up refueling position between a pair of main sequence stars.
Your mind goes back to what had been discussed of the ship's course before you were effectively ordered to sleep. You sit up a bit higher on your pad and ease your eyes open again. Any sign of the pirates?
Not a trace. Gravimetric disturbances means long-range sensors aren't much good, but the scanners aren't picking up anything in the vicinity either. Not that matters much. The stars are scuffing the scanners too.
At least they won't be spotting us here.
Indeed, the captain has disabled our warp space transponder in case that's how the frigate was able to track us.
It's also extremely illegal, but you can't fault Zuberi for taking the choice given the circumstances. Anwill?
Still locked in his quarters. He's going a little crazy, if you must know, not handling the lack of information well.
You don't doubt it. Still, if he's off limits, there is no way that you're going to be able to help him there. You tap open your clothes drawer and frown at the options inside. Should I be putting on my uniform, getting to work?
Yes and no. The captain has called off shifts today. For the last couple of hours, everyone's been considered off duty but on alert.
So uniforms on and ears up?
Pretty much. You can ask him yourself if you'd like some more information. In fact, if you're heading out, I could let you know where everyone is, just in case you had your eyes on something in particular. Got anyone in mind?
Where is my bear? Do you know where the good doctor would be?
As is most common with him, you can find Bromka in the commissary at present.
You nod to yourself. That's good enough for you. Thanks, Soba.
You're welcome, Stray. Take care of yourself now.
You know I will.
If I knew that, I wouldn't have asked. Also, put some pants on first, please.
You roll your eyes, smiling as you open the drawer to do exactly that. And more than just pants too, your shirt and jacket are necessities, as are the Mac boots. As you finish dressing, you straighten up and look around your quarters one more time. Maybe you'll be back soon. Maybe not. You head to the door and it opens before you. Take care, Oba.
Always.
And with that, you're up and about again. Maybe you can help out with the ship's functionality after everything that happened earlier. Or maybe you can just calm some frayed cruise nerves, or just relax a bit more yourself. You slept well enough, but you were utterly wrecked before you hit the pad. Where would Rail like to head to? But that's gonna be for another day. So, we managed to escape that whole confrontation relatively unscathed. I mean, nobody died. Everyone made it out, and I guess we couldn't throw Anwill out of the airlock yet, but whatever. Here's to hoping that will someday come true. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure that that is not the last that we've seen of Lita. That we're gonna be seeing her sooner or later again, because we just left with her quote-unquote simulant. And, she's a pirate captain. She's not gonna, let this slide that easily. And while I do see the wisdom in keeping Anwill just in case, I do wish we could get rid of him already. Come on. We have a job to do. I have some NavSoft thing that I have to work on, that should be the priority. Come on, people. But yeah, now we're stuck with him, and basically we're in trouble because now the pirate captain is looking for us. They're gonna be just scouring I think it's called the rim or whatever, looking for her quote-unquote simulant that we are carrying on our ship, because the captain just won't let go of him. But I suppose there is some, again, wisdom in keeping him, just in case. Like Halia said, as a bargaining chip. Because, if we do run into Lita again and he's not on the ship, it's gonna be like, oh, he's not on the ship? Okay, fine, then I'm gonna blow you out of the sky. And we do have to figure out how she is tracking him, if she is indeed tracking him. To stop that, just in case it's like, oh, I'm tracking him, but it's actually I'm tracking the ship. Oh, Zuberi, when will you learn? Being kind is not a good thing. Anyways, so what are your thoughts? Write it down in the comments, and thank you all for watching/listening. If you would like to play Void Dreaming yourself, you can do so by going down to the link in the description, which will have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download and play the game yourself. If you would like to support the project, you can do so by going down into the other link that is for the Patreon, where you get earlier access to builds of Void Dreaming. And I believe that the next part is already available. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it is. Or maybe by the time that you guys watch this, it probably will already be. And yeah, if you would like to support the channel, you can become a channel member, which gives you earlier access to the videos as they're being scheduled. So this will go up on the 15th, and you will probably be seeing it probably at the end of the month, maybe even on April. I don't know. So yeah, consider joining. You get to watch things earlier. What else? Also, I have a Ko-fi in case you cannot donate or join or whatever through YouTube. Doesn't give you earlier access, but it is appreciated. Any form of support is appreciated, so like and subscribe. Yay. I do have a throne too, so yeah. Anyway, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.